For the next week, I want to be drawing 3 different YouTubers. The challenge isn't only to draw these YouTubers, but to also send the drawings to them. But we have one small issue. I have absolutely no idea where these people live, and I just don't feel like knocking on random people's houses. So instead, I'm just going to have to look online and try and find them. Legally. And for fun, we're going to see if we can get some sort of response from them. The only problem is, the last time I tried drawing people, it went terribly wrong. And if you can't tell, that's a picture I tried to draw of my mom. As a gift. Yeah. For the first YouTuber, let me introduce you to this guy. This is MarkRober. If you don't know who Mark is, let's just say he is a very talented engineer.
This is Glitterbomb 4.0.
But on a serious note, he's done many projects that have set new standards on the engineering world today. For example, he dropped an egg from space to creating the largest devil's toothpaste explosion. And now that you pretty much got a basic idea of who Mark is, it's time to draw him. But just a heads up, someone put the video in time-lapse instead of just a regular video for the first little segment. I wonder who possibly could have done that. Definitely wasn't me. It was, but I like to think that it wasn't. I want to start drawing now. I first grabbed a reference picture of Mark and began drawing the basic outline of him. And like I mentioned earlier, sorry that was in time-lapse. I didn't mean for that. Hopefully that won't happen again. But here's what he looks like so far. At this point, I'm ready to start shading. I got this little tool that's really helpful. I'm ready. Let's do this. And this is the shading process. This is probably my favorite part just because this is when the picture comes to life. As you can see, it looks so much better than what it did before. Now, there are some things that I've kind of messed up so far, like this eye is way bigger than this eye. If you ever want to know what MarkRober looks like with the clean shave, this is what he looks like. At least I think. But now, I'm going to add the beard, just for fun. But instead, I need to fix the eye, because it's really bugging me. As you can see, I may have ruined the whole drawing. I don't know yet. I'm so scared right now. But after half an hour of trying to fix the eye, it didn't look any better. It pretty much looked the same, so I just decided to continue moving on and ignore the eye, which was so hard for me to do. I then began drawing the neck, and even part of the clothes. And so far, I think the shading's going actually pretty well. Better than the eye. I still can't look at that. But next, I moved on to doing the clothes, which this also is a fun part for me. I don't know why, I just kind of enjoy it. But if you're curious, that's what the reference picture looks like, and here's what my drawing looks like. But for after working for about 7 hours straight, I was exhausted. I was ready for bed. I'm going to bed, I'm just so exhausted today. I've worked for so long and I want to get up tomorrow and do the same exact thing. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually going to wear all these clothes to bed. I'll die of a heat stroke. But I hope to see you tomorrow. It is day 2 of this monstrosity. I'm so sorry, Mark. If you ever watch this, I just want to apologize for that eye right there. I can't fix it. I've tried and tried. It just doesn't. For the next segment, I'm going to stay kind of quiet just because I've been talking a lot, and I feel like you should just enjoy the drawing without me having to talk all the time. Now I know I said I wouldn't talk, but I'm just going to describe what I'm doing here. So I'm going to be drawing his logo with my eraser. So I did shade the background, as you could see, but now I'm erasing his logo into the background. It'll make sense once you see it. After 17 hours, Mark is finally done. It took me so long and a lot of emotion through this thing just because of the eye. But now all I have to do is sign it. But other than that, Mark is done. All I have to do is write a personalized note that'll be in the package with some contact information so he can reach out and just, if he wants to, I don't know if he will, but if he wants to, he can. And then I'll put the link to the YouTube video if he wants to watch it and just see the whole process. But Mark is done. So that means we're moving on to YouTuber number 2, RyanTrahan. This is Ryan. Well, that's his dog Spock, but this is RyanTrahan. You may know him through the penny challenge where he had to go across the US to deliver a penny to Mr. Beast. He ended up raising almost 14 million meals, and I would read the rest, but I just can't talk that fast. Or you may know him through his running videos. So after I found the picture that I was going to draw of Ryan, I began doing the basic outline and just getting a basic sketch of what I think the right dimensions would be. I then began drawing a pretty basic guide of where I think the eyes should be, and where the nose and mouth should be. Now this really does help me just because it kind of gives you the proportions of where everything should be. And if you need to adjust anything, you can. It's pretty easy. But after drawing this thing, after reworking the teeth, it looks so much better, I think, instead of that scary, I don't even know what to call that. I then began adding some detail around the eyes, and eventually I just started adding some detail anywhere I think I could put some. I then began drawing the hair, and I've never done curly hair before, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to find out. And I was just starting to get a good routine down of drawing, and wow, that screen is dirty. I just now realized that. After pretty much doing nothing at school all day, I got a huge amount of progress done on the drawing. Here's what it looks like. So Ryan, if you ever want to know what you look like bald, that's kind of what you'd look like. I then began adding some freckles to his skin. Looks like some ASMR here. That's what the hair looks like after working on it for about an hour. And there's the remnants of MarkRober's eyeball on the table. So after a total of about 20 hours, I am finally done. Now, I've never done curly hair before, so this is my first time. And teeth, I've never done either. So I've seen huge improvement. I think it looks good. How about you? Let me know what you think about it. Moving on to group number 3, the final group this time. It is DudePerfect. You may know them from their strange relatable stereotypes to maybe some of their crazy trick shots that they do.
Oh, you literally made it! No. You switched it! I swear! No. That was the first shot! No way.
So unlike Mark and Ryan, this is going to be a group shot of everyone. This is going to be way harder than the other drawings that I did. And you can probably guess I'm getting the basic outline first. And here's what I got so far. So after about 4 hours of drawing their faces and kind of getting the basic structures, I finally have it done. It took me forever because I just couldn't get the shapes down right. So here it is. If you remember what I said earlier in the video, drawings always look creepy at the beginning stages. It's gonna look a little creepy. And once again, this is my favorite part because this is when the picture comes to life, the shading process. So after 6 hours,
I'm just kidding. It was actually really bad, so I did a new one, and this is what it looked like. It turned out way better so far. I still gotta do a little work over here and do everything, but it looks so much better compared to whatever this was, so I think this looks so much better. Let me know what you think. Back to work we go.
at least that's what I thought, because I had to go back to school.
Recently, I've been so busy, I just haven't had the time to draw. That's because I've had school, which takes up 7 to 8 hours of my day, then later going to swim, and then if I have any band events, which there's my whole day. But since I'm at school all the time, I pretty much do nothing as a senior in high school. So what I've been doing is for 7 to 8 hours a day for the past week, I've been drawing the picture and it's actually finished. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like after 33 hours of drawing. And so for the big reveal, here's DudePerfect and all the dudes. I think that's how they want that. This is what it looks like. Considering I had to restart, I think it looks really good. Now that the drawings are all finished, here's what they all look like together.
And yes, that is Ryan's wife. She turned more into an Easter egg in the video.
And roughly, here's all the time it took to draw each drawing and the total amount of time it took. That's crazy to me. I spent that much time drawing people that don't even know me. Never really thought of it that way. It's kind of funny. At this point, all I have to do is find their addresses and ship the drawings out. The only problem is I have no idea where these people live, so let's do some research and try and find them. Let's do it.
But after digging around for just a little bit, I ended up finding DudePerfect's headquarters pretty quickly. But Ryan and Mark are a different story. Everywhere I looked, I cannot find them, so I went to Google Earth. Instead, I just spent countless hours trying to find them. And after 4 hours, I finally found RyanTrahan's house. But I'm not going to share any of that just because it's personal. But Mark, I never found him. Never. So I decided to write the letters that I include with the drawings to them. And here's what they look like. And if you want to read any of them, just go ahead and pause the video and you can read them if you want to. You don't have to. And it was time to package these things up and send them out. And just like that, they're ready to be mailed out. I'm here at the post office. I don't know if I'm allowed to record in there or not, so it's a big semi. 2 semis. And here we go.
One eternity later.
We made it. Hopefully, you know it would stink if that was the wrong address and I just sent those to the wrong people. Well, whoever got them, hopefully you enjoy them, because, yeah, time to go back home. I'm officially back home, and it's snowing. That it would snow 5 inches. Look at this. This all came down in a span of about 4 hours. So now that I'm basically snowed in, now we just wait and see if
RyanTrahan or DudePerfect responds, because I wasn't able to get MarkRober's address, so one day I'll just have to hand deliver it to him. We'll see how that works.
But after all the letters and drawings were delivered, I waited and waited, refreshing my Gmail constantly. I waited and I waited. It is currently day 3 and we've had no response. So at this point, I don't expect to get a response, but if we do, that'd be cool. But I enjoyed drawing, I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I had a blast. But in the meantime, I gotta figure out what to do with this picture. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I might just get rid of it. I don't